Have you ever dreamed of a world where everything you desire becomes a reality? A place where your goals, dreams, and aspirations are not just possibilities, but tangible realities. If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to discuss a secret that can help you achieve just that. It's not magic, and it's not a trick. It's a philosophy of life, Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on ourselves, on our actions, reactions, and mindset. It shows us how, by applying this focus, we can transform our reality and make incredible things happen. In this video, we'll explore 15 Stoic principles that will help you do just that. Each principle will be explained in detail, accompanied by a quote from a Stoic philosopher that helps illustrate its meaning. So, sit back, relax, and prepare to dive into the heart of Stoicism. Before we continue, I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video so it can reach more people. And if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. The first Stoic key is Ataraxia, a Greek term meaning inner peace or imperturbability. The Stoics believe that true happiness doesn't come from external pleasures or the approval of others, but from achieving mental tranquility. Ataraxia is attained by accepting the world as it is, without wishing for things to be different. It's about realizing that we can't control external events, only our reactions to them. By letting go of expectations and accepting reality as it is, we can find inner peace. As Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This quote reminds us that our inner peace depends on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not the events themselves. Cultivating ataraxia allows you to focus on what truly matters, your personal growth and development. The second Stoic key is Amor Fati, which translates to love of fate. This concept invites us to accept and love whatever life brings us, both the good and the bad. Instead of resisting challenges or lamenting adversity, the Stoics teach us to embrace them as part of our journey. Amor Fati is about seeing each event, even the most difficult ones, as necessary and beneficial for our growth. It's about understanding that every experience, no matter how painful or challenging, has a purpose and can teach us something valuable. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "Accept what comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly suit your needs." This quote reminds us that every event in our life is exactly what we need in that moment to learn, grow, and evolve. By practicing Amor Fati, you can view every challenge as an opportunity to grow and every adversity as a valuable lesson. This mindset helps you focus on yourself and your personal development, rather than getting trapped in resistance or resentment. Us on yourself and live a full, meaningful life. Until next time. The third Stoic key is Pro, which translates to mindfulness. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present and being aware of our current actions and thoughts. Pro is the practice of being fully present in every moment, paying attention to our actions, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. It's the awareness that we only have control over our actions and reactions in the present, and our attention should be focused on doing what is right here and now. Epictetus said, "Do not ask for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do, and you will be happy." This quote reminds us that we should accept reality as it is and focus our attention on our own actions and reactions. By practicing Pro, you can learn to live in the present and focus on what you can control, your own actions and reactions. This mindfulness will help you concentrate on yourself and your personal development, rather than worrying about what's beyond your control. The fourth Stoic key is eudaimonia, which translates to the good life or happiness. The Stoics believe that true happiness is not found in fleeting pleasures or the accumulation of wealth, but in living a life of virtue and purpose. Eudaimonia is achieved by living in accordance with nature, which, for the Stoics, means living virtuously. It's about understanding that our true happiness and satisfaction come from our actions and character, not external circumstances. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not the man who has little, but he who desires more, that is poor." This quote reminds us that our true wealth and happiness depend on our character and actions, not on material possessions. Therefore, eudaimonia is a powerful key to focusing on yourself. By seeking the good life through virtue and purpose, you can find lasting and meaningful satisfaction. The fifth Stoic key is Memento Mori, which translates to remember you will die. This concept serves as a reminder of the inevitability of death, urging us to live each day as if it were our last. Memento Mori is a practice of reflecting on our mortality, not to inspire fear, but to inspire action. By acknowledging that our life is finite, we can appreciate each moment more fully and live with greater purpose and intensity. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "Consider yourself dead. You have lived your life. Now take what is left and live it rightly." This quote reminds us that every day is a gift, and we should strive to make the most of it. By practicing Memento Mori, you learn to appreciate every moment and live with purpose and gratitude. This perspective helps you focus on yourself and your personal development, rather than worrying about what you can't control. The sixth Stoic key is enkratia, which translates to self-control. The Stoics understood that self-control is essential to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Enkratia is the practice of exercising control over our actions, thoughts, and emotions. It's the ability to resist temptations and maintain composure in difficult situations. The Stoics believe that self-control allows us to live according to our values and principles, rather than being swept away by our passions or external circumstances. Epictetus said, "Freedom is not secured by the fullness of things one possesses, or by the abundance of pleasures, but by the absence of desire." This quote reminds us that true self-control isn't about repressing our desires, but about freeing ourselves from them. By practicing enkratia, you can learn to exercise control over your actions and emotions, which will help you focus on your own growth and development. The seventh Stoic key is affiliation, or the sense of belonging. The Stoics believe that we are all part of a larger community and have a responsibility to contribute to the well-being of others. Affiliation is the practice of recognizing our connection to others and acting accordingly. It's understanding that our actions have an impact on others, and that we should consider this impact when making decisions. Hierarchals, a Stoic philosopher, propose a model of concentric circles of affiliation, where you start at the center with yourself, then extend outward to family, friends, community, humanity, and ultimately the cosmos. This model reminds us that we are part of something greater, and that our actions can have an impact far beyond ourselves. By practicing affiliation, you learn to consider the impact of your actions on others and contribute to the well-being of your community. This perspective helps you focus on your own growth while also contributing to the greater good. The eighth Stoic key is a love for humanity. The Stoics believe in the importance of kindness and generosity towards others. It is the practice of acting with kindness and generosity without expecting anything in return. It's the understanding that we are all part of the same human community, and it is our responsibility to care for and support one another. Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This quote reminds us that we always have the opportunity to act with kindness and generosity, regardless of the circumstances. By practicing this, you can learn to act with goodwill, which allows you to focus on your own development, while also contributing to the well-being of others. The ninth Stoic key is moderation. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living a balanced life and avoiding excess. It's the practice of seeking equilibrium in all areas of our lives. It's understanding that excesses, whether in pleasure or hardship, can lead to unhappiness and suffering. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few needs." This quote reminds us that true wealth and happiness come from living a balanced and moderate life, not from accumulating possessions or pleasures. By practicing moderation, you can learn to seek balance in your life and avoid excess. This perspective helps you focus on yourself and your personal development. The Stoics believe that the key to living a peaceful and fulfilling life is to focus on what we can control and accept what is beyond our control. It's the practice of distinguishing between our actions and thoughts, which are within our control, and external events, which are beyond our control. It's about understanding that we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond to it. Epictetus said, "It's not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This quote reminds us that our peace and happiness depend on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not the events themselves. By practicing this key, you can learn to focus on what you can control and accept what you cannot. This mindset helps you focus on your own growth and personal development. The 11th Stoic key is premeditatio malorum, which translates to the premeditation of evils, or the anticipation of challenges. The Stoics regularly practiced this exercise of visualizing potential challenges or difficulties that might arise in the future. It's the practice of mentally preparing for possible adversities, not out of pessimism, but as a way to be prepared and have a plan in place should things not go as expected. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "The wise man always considers that adversity is possible and, therefore, is prepared to face it." This quote reminds us that true wisdom isn't in expecting the best, but in preparing for the worst. By practicing premeditatio malorum, you can learn to anticipate and prepare for challenges, which will help you remain calm and composed, even in the toughest situations. This perspective enables you to focus on your own development and personal growth, no matter what life throws your way. The 12th Stoic key is the recognition of our universal connection. The Stoics believe that we are all part of a larger whole and that we are intrinsically connected to the universe. It's the practice of recognizing our connection to the universe and acting in accordance with this awareness. It's understanding that our actions have an impact on the world, and we must consider this impact when making decisions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." This quote reminds us that we are part of a larger whole, and our actions can have an impact beyond ourselves. By practicing this key, you can learn to consider the impact of your actions on the world and contribute to the well-being of the global community. This perspective allows you to focus on your own growth and personal development while recognizing your responsibility to the greater good. The 13th Stoic key is uredi, which translates to excellence of character. The Stoics believe that the goal of life is to develop a virtuous character and live in accordance with nature. Uredi is the practice of cultivating virtues and living according to our values. It's about understanding that our true happiness and satisfaction come from our actions and character, not external circumstances. Epictetus said, "Don't seek for events to happen as you wish, but wish for events to happen as they do, and you will have a tranquil life." This quote reminds us that our peace and happiness depend on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not on the events themselves. By practicing uredi, you can learn to cultivate a virtuous character and live in accordance with your values. This approach helps you focus on yourself and your personal development. The 14th Stoic key is duty. The Stoics believe that each of us has a moral responsibility toward ourselves and others. It's the practice of fulfilling our duties and responsibilities, not out of obligation or fear of consequences, but because it is the right thing to do. It's understanding that our actions have an impact on both ourselves and others, and we should act according to our values and principles. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Do what is in harmony with the nature of a good man." This quote reminds us that our duty is to act in accordance with our nature and to live a virtuous life. By practicing this key, you can learn to fulfill your duties and responsibilities in a way that is aligned with your values and principles. This mindset helps you focus on your own growth and personal development, while also recognizing your responsibility to the world around you. The 15th and final Stoic key is logos, which translates to universal reason. The Stoics believe that the universe is governed by an inherent reason or logic, and that we should strive to live in harmony with this reason. Logos is the practice of seeking truth and wisdom through reason and logic. It's about understanding that our actions and decisions should be guided by reason, not by emotions or desires. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Everything that happens, happens as it should, according to the will of the universal nature." This quote reminds us that we should strive to understand and live in harmony with universal reason. By practicing logos, you can learn to make rational decisions and live in alignment with reason, which will help you focus on your personal growth and development. We've now reached the end of our journey through the 15 Stoic keys to focusing on yourself. Each of these principles offers a unique perspective on how to live a full and meaningful life. From Ataraxia to logos, these keys remind us that we have the power to control our actions and reactions, to live according to our values and principles, and to contribute to the well-being of others. Remember, Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy. It's a practical guide to everyday life. By applying these keys, you can find inner peace, live with purpose, and unleash your full potential. Are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth? As the great Stoic Seneca said, it's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It's because we do not dare that things are difficult.